Now, before you ask, no, I'm not starting a cooking channel. Hi, everybody. My name is DShack. Today we're gonna cook something. Actually, tomorrow we're gonna cook something. What we got right here is a 9.5 pound bone-in pork shoulder, and we're gonna smoke this. I have zero experience smoking any kind of meats, so I'm really excited to try this. I was just recently given a smoker and I've been itching to use it, and so I'm gonna smoke this all day tomorrow. And Sunday, when I have some friends come over, we're gonna eat. And I really hope that it's edible. Yeah. I have no idea. Maybe I shouldn't be inviting people over the first time I'm trying this. Oh well, anyway, we're gonna smoke this thing up. Now before we get to this, over here on my right side, I got a little dehydrator going with some green onion that I harvested just today out of my garden. I'm gonna dehydrate that way I can hopefully grind it down into a powder tomorrow and use as part of the rub for this. Now, what we're doing tonight is we're going to brine this. You know, I spent a healthy amount of time researching on YouTube, about maybe 20 minutes on how to brine a pork roast. I'm gonna keep it simple since I've never done this before, and we're gonna hope for the best. First things first, gotta have a pot. We're gonna put some water in it, salt, and I'm gonna do a little brown sugar, because that was something I was seeing recurring in a lot of videos, and who doesn't love brown sugar, so. Now that should be enough water. I didn't measure this. I know a lot of people are using about a gallon worth of water for, you know, a pork roast about the same size, or a pork shoulder, I mean. I didn't measure this because my only measure I have is a 2-cup measure, and I didn't want to sit there and do that for like forever. So that should be about enough. If we need a little bit more, we'll get a little bit more. Now to go ahead and mix it up, I was seeing people use about 1.5 cups of salt for this, which to me seems like a lot, but I know that, you know, salt's a good cure, brings some of the moisture out of it. But then we're putting it in the water, so there's some moisture in it. I'm gonna brine this to moisturize. I don't really know, but we'll follow what other people are doing on this. It's called peer pressure, right? That's really, it's called, I have no idea what I'm doing. I think it might use all the salt that I have. Pretty close to it. Right at 1/2 cup, perfect amount. Now for the brown sugar, haha, score. For the brown sugar, I've seen people use about 1/2 cup for something like this. And I'm okay with that, especially knowing that tomorrow in the rub, I'm probably gonna use a little more brown sugar. So, I don't know about you, but I like stuff sweet. It's a little under, you know what we're gonna do? We'll just dump the rest in there. Get your handy dandy spatula, mix it on up. I don't know why I'm saying that like I know what I'm doing. Like I've done this before, you know, you do this, you do that. I probably shouldn't do that. Somebody's gonna come after me and say, you know, Dale, you didn't do that right, you didn't do this right. I made the food, made me sick. I'm gonna sue you because, you know, made the food, made me sick. So don't sue me. Don't follow this recipe if it's bad. I'll tell you in this video if it's bad, because I have no idea. I'm kind of wondering if there's too much salt, because I am feeling a ton of this salt down here at the bottom. One other thing I was seeing a lot of people do was scoring their meat. Now this one doesn't have a lot of fat. It's got some on the side, but it's really not got a ton. So I'm not going to bother trimming this, I don't think. Now once I open this up, I might learn differently, but I think we're going to leave it as is. But one thing I am going to do is, because there's a lot of blood in this, I'm going to cut this corner and drain it out. We did that so we didn't make just a huge mess everywhere. But now that I've done this, I am seeing a little more fat on here than I would like on a couple of these corners. This top part, I think, is okay. It's not too thick of a layer there. I'm gonna shave off some of this side, and then we'll score it. Thing for me is, you know, I just live by myself, and so everything I cook is just kind of for one person. So I never cook anything this big. So I've never exactly done this part before. If you have any tips or tricks on doing this that you would like to share from your years of experience, let me know down in the comments or follow me on Instagram, and you can message me there and tell me what I'm doing wrong. Now, one thing is I don't want to take off too much of the fat, because I know this fat is going to leave a lot of the moisture, and it's going to cook out, as we smoke this thing. So I think that's good there. Now what I'm going to do is, like I mentioned, I'm going to go and score this. That way, it has a chance, the salt and the sugar has a chance to kind of get into it. All right, now I think we're ready. We're gonna stick it in here, and then we'll do a rub down tomorrow. I think I got too much water and not a big enough pot. So I had a great night's sleep, and I hope you did too. Well, you probably didn't go to sleep. But I know that the pork shoulder had a good night's sleep with that salt, with the garlic, with the fishes, and we are ready right now to go ahead and make our rub. So right now before me, what I have is just, of course, some salt, some pepper, minced garlic. Maybe I should use like a garlic powder, but I'm out right now. I don't have any, so, do with what you got. Smoked paprika. I originally got out some chopped onion, but that was before I remembered we have this nice home-dried onion to our right. We're gonna mess with that in a minute. I also have a little bit of chili powder, and of course, like I mentioned, the brown sugar. So first, let's go ahead and get this onion going. What I'm gonna do with it is I'm gonna take all this nice dried onion, put it in this just plain old coffee grinder, and powderize it up and get it ready for us to use in this rub. Oh man, yeah, that's nice and crispy. You have to break it a little bit to get it in there. I'm really curious how much this is going to end up making, because I don't know. I've never done this with green onion. I've done this in the past with like some Tabasco peppers that I let air dry. I'm a big fan of making my own seasonings because, man, it's just so good. It's kind of like I have a bunch of home-dried basil, lemon basil, and sage over there, and whenever I use it, it's just so much more flavorful than like what you buy at the store. Plug it in. Let's grind it up. Perfect. Now this particular one, I like to flip upside down and put it all in the lid, because when you open it up, it just tends to come out a little nicer. It's not quite as much as I wanted for this recipe, but it'll do. My goal was 2 tablespoons of this. I think we have 1 for sure. Yeah, there's 1. And a little extra, so maybe 1.5-ish. So a little shy, but not by much. Next, I'm gonna do probably 1/2 tablespoon of this chili powder. Normally, I like my stuff really spicy, and I would do like 2 or 3 tablespoons, but I know that I'm making this for more than just me. And a lot of people don't care for the spice. as much as I do. So speaking of that home-dried Tabasco, if I had more of it and I was making this just for myself, I would probably put a whole bunch of that on this. Smoked paprika, gonna do the same. Gonna do about 2 tablespoons, kind of like the onion. Minced garlic, doing 2 tablespoons. Doing 1 tablespoon, that's all I got. Salt. Now, for this you need a lot of salt. We used all my salt last night and I haven't been to the store to buy any more. So, I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna grind all this salt and we're just gonna use what it is. Now, since this is a little less than 2 tablespoons for sure, and we didn't have enough garlic to go more than 1 tablespoon, I think I can substitute some of the garlic and some of the salt with garlic salt. So I'll use some garlic salt to kind of mix and match the missing. But first, let's do the salt. Okay, and I saved that tiny amount for me to cook some breakfast later. Finally, the pepper. I like black pepper a lot. We're gonna do 2 full tablespoons of this. Ooh, maybe a little more than 2 tablespoons of this. And garlic salt. We want no more than 1 tablespoon of the garlic salt. Now we're ready to mix it up. If you're cooking something and have never tried cooking something before, if you're doing spices like this or anything, it's always best to try a little bit. Because if you don't like it now, you're probably not going to like it then. It's pretty good. We forgot the brown sugar. Now, I don't want a super sweet pork here, but I do like a tiny bit. So we're only going to add 1 tablespoon of this. Maybe. Oh, you know what? A little bit dripped. A little extra won't hurt. Okay, let's try it again. It's pretty good. I like it. And here is our beautifully brined pork shoulder. Gonna drain it off, and we're gonna put this rub on it using a little bit of Dijon mustard. All right. Mostly I'm using this bottle of Dijon mustard to help the rub stick, but who doesn't love some Dijon mustard? All right, start putting this rub on there. And there we go. There is our pork shoulder ready to be thrown out on the smoker for the next, like, million years.
Here I went outside and chopped up a little bit of old hickory staves that I had. I got them for something totally different, but hickory just smells and tastes so good that I had to go ahead and cut some down, slice up into smaller slivers, that way I could feed it right into the smoker. When I did, I went ahead and put some in both the water pot along with right into the coals. I don't really know if putting it in the water pot did anything or helped anything, but I thought it can't hurt. Plus, the hickory smelled so good all day, but had to let it sit for 13 hours. And surprise! I also threw a log of smoked bologna on there with nothing but a little Dijon mustard.
Okay, so this has been cooking for about 13 hours now, and I'm really excited. Of course, the now smoked bologna was in there for about 5 hours, I would say. I'm actually really excited about this too. It's smelling really good. But for right now, we're gonna go ahead and start pulling this pork. I've never done this. I've pulled chicken. I've used a couple forks before, so we're gonna see how this goes. I don't think this is going too well. Gonna get a knife. Oh, look at that. And of course, gotta try a piece. That's good. That's real good. Well, I'm not actually hitting the bone with my knife. This is coming off really pretty easy. Yeah, like that piece just slid right off. Oh man, this looks good. Just sliding off. Pretty much all we can get off this thing. Man, it's gonna be some really good eating tomorrow. While we're here, we'll go ahead and slice up this bologna as well. Oh, it's slicing that butter. It's hot though. And of course, a little taste test. Yeah, I'm gonna let this cool off a little bit. I'm gonna stick it in the fridge, and then get it nice and warm back up tomorrow for when everybody gets here. But I'd say, for a first time ever smoking anything, this has been a really big success. This is good. This is good. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit like and subscribe. Let me know your secrets to doing this, because I definitely want to do this again and would love to do it even better next time. So let me know what you think down in the comments. Of course, you can always follow me on Instagram at DaleshackOfficial. Gonna eat really good and get another good night's sleep. Till next time.